Today on Studio G, we bring you an update on the tragedy in Boston.
Brenda Gomez will have all of your latest news from the entertainment world.
And Donald Woods will sit down with International Student Programs Coordinator Miriam Yakub. All this and more coming up on Studio G.
Welcome to this Wednesday edition of Studio G. I'm Carl Winder.
And I'm Heather Fairberger. As the city of Boston deals with the aftermath of Monday's horrific attack, many are still searching for answers. Conflicting reports have been made this morning as to whether or not a suspect has been arrested in regards to the bombing. The number of people injured in Monday's terror attack at the Boston Marathon is now up to 183. The chief of trauma surgery at Massachusetts General Hospital, where a number of patients were treated, offered an update on their status.
I have relatively good news, all things considered. I just finished rounding on all the patients, and they're doing more or less well. I am more confident than I was in the morning that no further life will be lost. And we've taken some of the patients back to the operating room to further address their wounds, but they're all hemodynamically stable. Some of them have woken up completely, and I've talked to them, and they're with a clear mental status. So overall, an optimistic message at this point.
Investigators are asking anyone with pictures or video at or around the finish line to contact authorities in hopes of aiding this investigation. The number of fatalities remains at 3, including 8-year-old Martin Richards of Dorchester, Massachusetts, Crystal Campbell from nearby Medford, and Boston University graduate student Lingzhu Liu. For now, Boston and those injured are working to heal with the support of the entire nation.
It certainly has been a difficult week for the entire country since yesterday also marked the anniversary of the Virginia Tech massacre. Reporter Maria Landeros has more.
This nation has not forgotten, and it will not forget.
Family and friends all over the country remembered the 32 victims who lost their lives during the Virginia Tech massacre on April 16, 2007. In memory of these victims, supporters of the largest gun violence prevention organization in the country, Mayors Against Illegal Guns, held a roundtable discussion right here on campus.
For us, one of the major things that happened, and it went from there on to other things. So definitely, when it's been an anniversary of it, we can come out and show our faces and let us know that we give respect and for the people that have passed.
And even though it has been 6 years since the massacre at Virginia Tech, many people here believe that discussions like these must continue until something gets done.
If we don't change the way we act, we don't change the way we think, what we put out on TV, what we show our people, that it is going to crumble because we're just self-destructing ourselves.
This was the deadliest shooting rampage by a single gunman in United States history. Today, the Senate begins voting on amendments to gun legislation, and for many, tragedies like what occurred on the Virginia Tech campus should not be forgotten.
When you have something like this that goes unnoticed and unwatched, it's going to get swept under the rug. When it gets swept under the rug, history's going to repeat itself. We'd rather not have more situations like this happen where it could have been prevented.
For Studio G, I'm Maria Landeros.
We will continue to keep you informed in the gun debate, and our thoughts and prayers are with the families as they remember their loved ones. When we return from the break, Alex Bull will have the latest updates from around the world. We will be right back.
Hello, I'm Police Officer Paul Velez with the UNLV Police Department. What you just saw was an example of how quickly your property can be stolen here on campus. On campus, our #1 reported crime is unattended property theft. Here's some helpful tips. Always keep your property secure and on your person, and if you need to leave your property behind, ask somebody to help you and to watch your stuff while you're gone. And also, be aware of your surroundings and who's around you. And please help us keep the campus as safe as possible. Thank you.
Welcome to the Art Department at UNLV, where students can express their creative side. You can also check out the current exhibits at the Grant Hall Gallery, Jesse Metcalf Gallery, and Donna Beam Gallery of Fine Art, featuring recent artwork displays by students, staff, and local artists. Whether your forte is taking photos, painting a picture, or carving a sculpture, make sure to check out the UNLV Art Department located in the Alta Ham Fine Arts Building.
It's convenience. It saves me a lot of money because I'm on a meal plan basically, and it saves me time because I don't have to walk across the street. It saves me gas because I don't have to drive anywhere to eat, and especially being a lazy college student, I can just walk right over here when I'm hungry and not have to wait that much longer to get food.
As technology progresses, there are more creative ways to approach learning. Reporter Donald Woods has more on one UNLV faculty member's changing and teaching.
The video site YouTube.com is being used in a variety of ways. One faculty member at UNLV has added it to his course layout to help his students.
YouTube is used to communicate so many ideas and so many events. So I thought, why not use these capabilities in the classroom?
Dr. Haroon Stephen of the Civil Engineering School has incorporated YouTube videos of his labs and lectures.
Rather than just teaching by myself in the classroom, I also incorporated the videotapes that explain how to do the labs. So the students, even when they were at home, they had the software at home, they could go to YouTube, look at those videos, and practice or do those labs on their own.
Even though it's a brand new approach to resourcing, Dr. Stephen still uses Web Campus daily.
I put the links to the YouTube videos. So even from Web Campus, they could go to those YouTube videos and watch them.
Overall, Dr. Stephen has received a positive rating for using YouTube.
Everybody so far has said that this is the best thing that they have seen in several courses so far. They really liked the idea of having the capability to go home and look at the material that they learned in the class.
For Studio G, I'm Donald Woods.
You know, Carl, I've had several professors use YouTube in classes. How about yourself?
You know, I haven't had a class yet where we had YouTube, but every time I'm in a class and the lecture gets kind of boring, I actually go on my laptop and I look up some YouTube videos. The Charlie Bit My Finger one was probably one of the best ones so far.
Oh, Carl.
I know, what can you say? Now let's go over to the newsroom where Alex Bull has the headlines from around the globe. Alex?
Thanks, Carl. News of the Boston bombings is casting a large shadow in London, which holds its very own Marathon Sunday. With the events happening in Boston, authorities are taking extra precautions with checking security. The London Marathon is the world's largest marathon and attracts 500,000 spectators each year. The flat and fast course, starting in Blackheath and finishing in front of Buckingham Palace, takes in some of the capital's top tourist sites, including Tower Bridge, Big Ben, Parliament Square, and Canary Wharf, one of the largest single business developments in the world. While in Venezuela, divisions over the presidential election are turning violent and fatal. 7 people have died since Sunday night as opponents protest the narrow victory of Nicolas Maduro. Opposition protesters are angry at the government's refusal to carry out a vote recount. Nicolas Maduro narrowly beat opposition candidate Henrique Capriles. While a hit-and-run attack in India has left horrific scenes that some viewers may find disturbing. A mother and her 8-year-old daughter were killed after colliding with a speeding truck. The father is shown in the video screaming for help as he holds his 4-year-old son's hand. No one came to their rescue as people continued to drive past. It took more than 20 minutes before ambulances and the police came to their rescue. The 26-year-old mother and husband of 2 children were found riding their bike during the time of the accident. An international manhunt is underway as a brazen prison escape in France. It happened at this detention facility in Lille on Saturday. Self-proclaimed modern gangster Radin Fahid is freed again. A prison spokesman said Fahid held 5 people at gunpoint, including 4 guards. They say he blasted his way through to freedom, destroying 5 prison doors with explosives and making his getaway. Fahid spent more than a decade in prison after he was finally caught after armed truck heist and other robberies in 1998. He was arrested again in 2011 after an incident in 2010 that left a policewoman dead. French officials have issued a European warrant that covers 26 countries. Interpol is also working on tracking down Fahid. The French government has called this escape an act of war. Well, that's all the international news I have for you today from around the world. Now let's head back over to see what's going on in the entertainment world.
The opener.
Welcome to this week's edition of Did You Hear? I'm Alexis Murs, covering for Brenda Gomez. We begin today with the Osbournes. After several rumors about a divorce between Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne, Ozzy has made that clear that they are not divorcing. On Monday, Ozzy apologized to his wife, family, friends, and fans via Facebook. He stated that he was sorry for his actions the past year and a half, including drug and alcohol-related abuse. He also mentioned that he has been sober for 44 days and is on a new path to become a better person. Actor Hugh Jackman was in for a surprise at the gym, according to CNN. 47-year-old woman chased Jackman with an electric razor. The trainer at the gym stated that the woman entered the building crying, walked past the check-in desk, and finally made her way toward the actor. Jackman demanded her not to touch him after she chased him down. She left the gym before security arrived. The woman was arrested and is being charged for stalking. Talk about quite the obsession. We end with an act of kindness. A few weeks ago, we mentioned Lady Gaga's hip surgery and the gold-plated wheelchair that was customized for the pop star. Although the mother monster is recovering, her little monsters are still a priority. According to AOL Music, the singer offered to pay all medical costs for a fan named Emma, who suffered from scoliosis and hip dysplasia. The fan announced on Twitter that after reaching out to Lady Gaga, she was touched by Emma's story and was generous enough to pay for her hip surgery. Well, that's all the entertainment news I have for you. Tune in next week as Brenda Gomez will give you the latest on the entertainment world. When we come back from the break, Eddie Vargas will give you your weekly sports fix.
Where is the moment we need it the most? You kick up the leaves and the magic is lost. Tell me your blue skies fade to gray, and tell me your passion's gone away, and I don't need no carrying on. You stand in the line just to hit a new low. You're faking a smile with the coffee to go. And tell me your life's been way offline. You had a bad day.
The School of Engineering, located on the northwest side of campus, offers a wide variety of classes and activities. The Great Hall inside the Thomas T. Bean Engineering Complex features an array of the school's accomplishments and work, such as their annual cement canoe competition and bridge design competition that select students participate in. Named after Howard Hughes, this school takes learning to new heights.
Hello, I'm Eddie Vargas and welcome to the latest sports news on Studio G. Congratulations to UNLV baseball team for the win they got over UC Riverside 24-11 yesterday, in a game where TJ White finished the game going 7 for 7 and becoming just the second player in UNLV's history to record 7 hits in a game. Talking about baseball, let's take a look at some highlights from the big leagues. The Boston Red Sox played yesterday for the first time since the tragedy that happened during the marathon located right by where the Red Sox play. They made a jersey with the number 617, which is one of the city's area codes, with the word strong to remind them that they were playing for much more than each other. Well, Boston showed that it meant a lot to them by beating the Cleveland Indians 7-2 on Tuesday night, thanks to Mike Napoli, who hit a 3-run double in Boston's 7-run second inning. And the Red Sox came out with the victory one day after the deadly attack that hit their home. Yesterday, the sports world lost a legend. Pat Summerall, the iconic voice of the NFL and other sports, passed away at the age of 82. Not only was he a legend to the sports world, but also to the sports broadcasting world. He worked for Fox, CBS, and ESPN for close to 50 years, and also played in the NFL, where he led the league in field goal percentage in 1959 while playing for the Giants. Let's go to boxing, where Floyd Money Mayweather is set to fight Robert the Ghost Guerrero on May 4th here in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand. He spoke about his upcoming fight, and this is what he said.
I don't really know what Guerrero brings to the table different from my other opponents, but I know he's solid. You know, he's only got one loss. He has won world titles in a couple different weight classes. So, you know, I'm pretty sure he can make some adjustments in that square circle, just like I can. So we'll have to see, you know, how the fight plays out. I just want the fans to tune in. You know, it's going to be an action-packed fight come May 4th.
Well, we will see if Mayweather remains the undefeated champ or if Robert Guerrero can do something about it. That's all the sports news I have for you today. Let's go back to Alexis with the weather.
Welcome back to Studio G. Let's take a look at the weather. All right, we are currently at a very nice 61. It is a little bit chilly due to our winds. They'll be dying down later tonight, but they won't be disappearing anytime soon. Our high is going to be 61 and our low at 50. Very chilly thanks to all these winds and our storm Yogi that's moving on through. At our current weather, we are nice and sunny over the valley. 42 in Tonopah, going down to Kingman, 56, nice and sunny. 52 cloudy in St. George. And if you take a look at our current weather over the nation as a whole, you can see that it's cloudy all over. It's a nice and sunny in Augusta, 57. It's warm in Miami, but a little bit cloudy down there. You take a look on the West Coast, it is nice and sunny and a little cool in the 60s. And for our national satellite, we've got moisture moving out of the Midwest. Thanks to our storm Yogi, there's going to be some severe thunderstorms and possible tornadoes, so look out for that. And for our 7-day outlook, 67 on Thursday, 74, and looks like we're going to be warming up as we get to the weekend in the mid-80s, and next week we're going to be warming on up. Well, that's all for your daily weather forecast, and let's look at what's going on in sports with Eddie Vargas. Sorry.
Everywhere I see her chasing me, creeper, creeper, sneaking up next to me. The only thing she wants is the rest of me, hiding in the shadows, looking through my calls. She's hanging with my friends just to be involved. She's a creeper, keep her away from me.
You! Hello, I'm being stalked.
Where is the moment we needed the most? You kick up the leaves and the magic is lost. Tell me your blue skies fade to gray. Tell me your passion's gone away, and I don't need no carrying on. You stand in the line just to hit a new low. You're faking a smile with the coffee to go. And tell me your life's been way offline. You fall into pieces every time, and I don't need no carrying on, 'cause you had a bad day.
Hi, welcome back from the break. Joining me now is Miriam Yacoub, Program Coordinator for the International Students Program at UNLV, and they will be responsible for holding the Festival of Communities this Saturday. Miriam, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Thanks
I'm
for having
fine.
me today.
It's a pleasure to have you. Now, for some people that don't know or who's going to be coming this Saturday, what is the Festival of Communities?
Festival of Communities is a celebration of all the cultural diversity of the UNLV community and also the surrounding Las Vegas community. We're going to have live entertainment all day, everything from Celtic spoons to Bavarian dancing to Kung Fu to mariachi. So really everything you can imagine. We also have lots and lots of food. Our student groups prepare food from their cultural background. So we're going to have Ethiopian, Filipino, Turkish food, really also food from all over the world. And then also we have local arts and crafts vendors and a kids zone that's going to have we call it a Velcro wall where you can jump and like you stick to the wall, and we're going to have a bounce house and bumper cars for the kids. So something for everybody.
Now, this isn't the first time that you guys have put on this event. What are you guys doing this year that you didn't do last year?
Well, you're definitely right. This is not the first time. This is actually the 14th annual Festival of Communities. So we're really excited about that it has become an annual tradition. This year, for the first time, we're partnering with Greenfest. And so we're really excited about that. Greenfest is a celebration of Earth Day and it has been at Town Square for the last few years. And so this year, they're going to bring their mix of sustainability and also live entertainment and artists who are doing stuff that has to do with environmental issues. And then it's almost like getting two festivals for one. They're going to be on Northfield and we're going to be on the Academic Mall.
Now, I understand there's also some performances that people can also spectate instead of just walking around from booth to booth. Tell me something about those.
Yeah, the performances are going to be going straight from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So for the whole length of the festival, it's going to be on our side, it's going to be in the Student Union Amphitheater, which is just right in front of the Student Union, kind of by PETA Plaza. And then the Greenfest is also going to have a full-size stage, and they're going to have performances all day. Their performances are more local bands and entertainment acts. There's going to be a fashion show on their stage with recycled fashion, and then our stage is really to highlight the cultural piece. So like I said, the Kung Fu, dancing, Ethiopian dancing, all kinds of cultural performances.
I know for an event, well, more of a festival like this takes a lot of planning, and it takes a lot of volunteers and people willing to come that are from the community. So how long did it take for you guys to plan for this event?
Basically, as soon as this one wraps, we'll start planning for the next one. So we've been planning, basically it's a year-long process. We started really planning in high gear in November, December. And you mentioned the volunteers. We still need more volunteers. If you go to our website, you can sign up the link to volunteer. You'll get a really awesome t-shirt. And like you said, more importantly, we just really can't do it without our volunteers.
Okay, we're going to wrap this up. So one last question. For people that are interested in going to the festival or perhaps want to join the festival or be a part of the events in the festival, where can they go?
You can go to our website, festivals.unlv.edu. That has a map, parking, volunteer information. You can find out more about our performers. And if you're familiar with campus and you just want to come, it's 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're suggesting people park in the Cottage Grove and Thomas and Mack parking garages because it's going to be pretty crazy around here. And come anytime, and we'd love to see you.
Well, Miriam, it has been a pleasure. We are out of time. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Best of luck this weekend with the Festival of Communities. Now we're going to take a short break. Studio G will be right back.
I'd like to thank the members of the UNLV community that have started something.
I became a big sister to make an impact in a child's life.
I became a big brother to get involved in my community.
4 hours a month, you can make a big difference in the life of a child.
I became a big sister because I wanted to start something.
Contact Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southern Nevada and start something today.
I have to make split-second decisions as a top fuel driver. Hi, I'm Brandon Bernstein, driver for Kenny Bernstein's 2010 Copart Lucas Oil Top Fuel Dragster. To make it in the NHRA, I've had to work hard, stay focused, and make smart decisions along the way. To reach your goals, you need to think straight, stay on track, and give your very best effort in everything you do. Make the right choices today and be ready for the challenges tomorrow. This message brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
The inability to breathe, snot pouring out of your nose, it's a real hairy business. As a firefighter, I'm a student of the weather, and I've noticed that there's a change that's occurred in the last several years. We're having many more large and damaging fires. Sometimes thousands of fires will occur. If the climate changes and we don't have the water we need, California could dry up and blow away.
Reporter Alexis Murs spotted the hospitality students on the basketball courts again, But this time they weren't shooting hoops for hope. Instead, they were encouraging youth to dunk on obesity.
But that doesn't stop UNLV students from dribbling on the courts for a good cause.
We are raising awareness for childhood obesity.
Obesity is rising. Like, there's statistics that show that it is, and I think more kids need to be active. I mean, when I was a kid, I was always outside, and nowadays you don't really see a lot of kids outside. They're more inside playing video games and stuff, and I think exercise is a big thing in a kid's life.
Coaches from around the valley came out to help encourage kids to get up, stay active, and be healthy.
Try to have these kids understand at an early age the importance of staying healthy, making proper choices, and eating right.
It is important for parents to understand that a healthy, more active lifestyle starts at home.
My son is a video game player, and for him to stay active in a fun way, this is a way to keep him and keep his brain engaged.
With the rise in child obesity, children must understand the importance of staying active and taking on the responsibility of daily exercise and activities.
I think it's important to stay fit. By playing a lot of sports, you get healthy, you get more active.
Learning how to play basketball is just a plus. The real gift from this event is the lesson in staying active.
I just think it's good to introduce him to something like the Tarkanian Basketball Academy to get him to, learn how to play basketball, but more importantly than learn how to play basketball, just be active. So later in life they don't have problems with obesity.
Dunk on Obesity is exactly what is needed to spread the importance of being active. For Studio G, I am Alexis Mers.
According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, childhood obesity has more than doubled in children and tripled in adolescents in the past 30 years. With events like this, hopefully more awareness can be raised for childhood obesity.
Some would call it a total frat move, but one of UNLV's fraternities calls it a philanthropy. Zeta Beta Tau brought their hot tub on campus, not to party, but to raise awareness for the Children's Miracle Network.
No matter wind, rain, or shine, this fraternity is dedicated to their cause. The UNLV chapter of Zeta Beta Tau camped out in the courtyard to benefit Children's Miracle Network, complete with hot tub and tents.
It's just a way to bring people out to help support it. Everybody comes out and has a good time. And it's a lot of fun, but it's for a good cause.
But unlike typical French Polynesian weather, their event was subjected to mid to low 60 degrees and winds upward of 20 miles per hour.
This has been planned 6 months in advance, so we can really account for the weather. So this is what happened, and everything's holding up pretty good, though.
Sororities on campus competed in events to see who could raise the most money, including a musical serenade, ball rolling, and a Tahitian princess pageant. In their downtime, everybody was invited to hang out in their hot tub.
We got all of this out here, we set it all up, and we bring everybody to come out and support it, and all of them do, and that's how we raise money and awareness for it.
Both the hot tub and the philanthropy for Children's Miracle Network are ZBT traditions. For Studio G at UNLV, I'm Taylor Albers.
Despite the not-so-great weather, CBT's charity event was a hit. Winners of the philanthropy were sororities Delta Zeta and Zeta Tau Alpha. This is all the news we have for you today on Studio G. I'm Carl Winder.
And I'm Heather Fairberger. Don't forget to send us any story ideas on Twitter at UNLV Studio G. Have a great Wednesday, Las Vegas.